Okay, another type of structure is cables. Usually, ang cables po is ginagamit natin for the bridges. So, cables are often used in engineering structure for supports and to transmit load from one member to another. When used to support suspension roofs, bridges, and trolley wheels, cables form the main load-carrying element in the structure. So, most likely, if you are going to construct a structure that has suspended roofs, bridges, and trolley wheels, yung mga cables natin, ito yung mga, ito mismo yung nagkikarry ng load natin. Because again, cables are very flexible, but they are actually weak in compression, but they are also strong in tension. So that is your cable. So cables, we have actually two types of loadings. Meron tayong cable subjected to concentrated loads, and the other one is this one, cable subjected to uniform distributed loads. So if we have a cable subjected to concentrated load, when a cable of negligible weight supports several concentrated loads, the cable takes the form of several straight line segments, each of which subjected to a constant tensile force. So again, ang cables natin, this is very strong for tensile forces, but very weak in compressive forces. We always assume that our force there are tension. We do not assume cables as compression kasi again, ang cables natin hindi kayang bumuhat ng compressive force. Okay? So, pag ganito, we have concentrated loads, ang tendency ng cable natin would become a straight line segments. For example, ito, you can see na concentrated load to, concentrated din to. So, yung mga cable natin dito would become straight line. Okay, say for example, determine the tension in each segment of the cable shown. Also, what is the dimension of H? So, we have your H here. So, again, ang structural theory natin focuses on the process of our analysis, not really the formula. So, lahat ng process natin dito or yung solution natin, all the same, all throughout. So, kahit anong itsura ng structure natin, the same procedure po. Okay, so ang una nating gagawin, again, the same reactions. Okay, so if you have here, this one, meron tayong cable dito, definitely, ang reaction natin dito would become your tension A. Ayan, kasi this is a cable. So, yung reaction natin dito, tension A din siya also here. So, this would become your tension D. Now, how would we solve for the reactions? So, here, meron tayong dV and we also have your dH. Yan. So, paano natin solve to? So, pwede tayo mag-summation moment at A. Diba? So, we have here your free body diagram. So, meron tayong TCD dito, which is the tension of this member. And you also have your AY and AX. Again, this is also the reaction for this member. Okay? So, pag nag-summation moment at A tayo is equal to 0, clockwise positive. So, meron na tayong slope triangle dito. So, yung slope triangle dito, it actually came from here. So, 2 meters to, then this one is 1.5 meters. So, pag nag-slope triangle tayo, this would become 3, 4. Then, yung hypotenuse natin dito would be 5. So, the same here, 3, 4, 5 din siya. So, for our components of TCD, this would be 3 over 5 TCD. Then, this one, it is 4 over 5 PCD. Then, you can already do summation moment. So, pag magsa-summation moment tayo at A, we have here yung 3 kilonewton. So, yung 3 kilonewton natin, this one, it is going clockwise. So therefore, it is positive. Then what is our moment arm here? So from A to B, that is 2 meters. And then next, we also have here your 8 kilonewton. So yung 8 natin dito, it is also going clockwise. So positive. Then our moment arm. So ang moment arm natin, 2 plus 2, that would be 4. Then we have the TCD na. So TCD, yung 4 over 5. 4 over 5 TCD. This is going counterclockwise. So, negative po siya. Then, what is our moment arm? So, ang moment arm natin, 2 plus 2 plus 1.5. So, that's 5.5. Then, we have here last. It is the 3 over 5 TCD. So, ang rotation natin dito would be also counterclockwise, so negative. Then, our moment arm. So, ang moment arm natin dito is 2. Then, it is equal to 0. So, as you can see, you have one equation, you have one unknown, which is the TCD. Masasolve na natin agad yung TCD, which is equal to 6.786 kilonewton. So, that is your. Then, after that one, meron na tayo nung TCD, meron na tayong tension dito. What will we do next? So, pwede na tayo actually mag-method of joints dito. Ayan. So, for here, at joint C. Ayan. So, same process sa trusses natin. So, we would have a component. So, our component here, this is actually the TCD, which is equal to 6.78686. To dalawang decimal point lang kasi ito, kaya ganyan na lang natin. So, this would be 3 over 5 times 6.786. Then we have going upwards, our component here would be 4 over 5, 6.786. Then how about here? Meron din tayong theta dito. So we have here, this would become sine. So TBC, sine of theta. Then we have here, this one naman, this would be TBC, cosine of theta. So, ang gagawin lang natin dito, we have two equations, summation forces vertical and horizontal. So, summation forces vertical, 0 upward positive, we would have 4 over 5 times 6.786. Then, you have plus the TBC sine theta. Then we have the 8 kilonewton, so minus 8. Then we don't have any vertical loads already, so this is equal to 0. So this would be our first equation. Then the other one, summation forces horizontal, 0 right, positive. We would have the TBC cosine theta, so this is negative because it is going to the left. Then we have here yung 3 over 5. So 3 over 5 times 6.786. So this is positive going to the right. Then what else? Ayan, no more horizontal forces. So this is just equal to 0. Now let's simplify this one. Then we will substitute this equation to this equation. So second equation. So, simplify natin such that TBC to. So, we would have, ito i-transpose natin sa kabila. So, this would become TBC cosine theta is equal to 3 over 5 times 6.786. Then, yung cosine natin. So, we have to divide both sides by cosine theta. So, ang TBC, I'll just write it here. TBC is equal to 3 over 5 6.786 divided by cosine theta. So we can substitute this value to your first equation. So therefore, you would have 4 over 5, 6.786, then plus, you have TBC. So again, this is your TBC, 3 over 5 times 6.786 divided by cosine theta, then times sine theta here. Then minus 8 is equal to 0. Again, you can still simplify this. Remember, sine divided by cosine theta, that is tangent theta. So this would be 4 over 5, 6.786, then plus, you have 3 over 5, 6.786, then tangent theta minus 8 is equal to 0. One equation, one unknown, which is yung theta, masasolve na natin yung theta, which would be equal to what? 32.272. 272 degrees. So, ang TBC natin, you will just substitute it from this equation. You will have 3 over 5 times 6.786 divided by cosine of 32.272. So, TBC is equal to what? So, TBC is 4.815 kilonewton. So, at joint B, yan. So, meron na tayo nito. Palitan lang natin ng 3 decimal points. So, this is 32 point, what is that one again? 272. 272. And this one also, palitan lang natin siya ng 3 decimal point. So, this is 4.815. 815 kilonewton. Then, after that one, we will just get the component. So, ang component natin dito, this would become TAB. TAB. This is sine of our theta. Then, the other one, this is PAB, cosine theta. Then, we have here this one. This is 4.815 cosine of 32.272, and the other one here, this would be 4.815 sine of 32.272. Then again, we have two equations. Summation forces vertical is equal to 0, upward positive, and the other one, summation forces horizontal. So for vertical, we would have here TAB sine theta. Then we have minus 4.815 sine of 32.272. Then we have yung 3 kilonewton pa dito, minus 3. Then we don't have any we don't have any vertical forces. So this is equal to 0. So first equation, because we have two unknowns, yung TAB and yung theta natin. Then the other one, summation forces horizontal, 0, right, positive. We would have here negative TAB cosine of theta, then minus 4.815 cosine of 32.372. Then this is equal to 0 kasi dalawa lang naman yung horizontal natin. So this one and that one equal to 0. Then same process. So we have PAB. So transpose this one. So magiging PAB cosine. This is positive. So TAB cosine theta. Then this is 4.815 cosine 32.372, then divide both sides to cosine theta. So TAB would be equal to 4.815 cosine of 32.372 divided by cosine theta. So again, the same process. Substitute this value to your first equation. So we would have yung TAB natin, this is 4.815 cosine of 32.372 divided by, you have the cosine theta times sine theta minus 4.815 sine 32.272 minus 3. So this is equal to 0. So again, ang sine theta divided by cosine theta, that is tangent theta. So masosolve na natin yung theta natin dito, which will be equal to so our theta, it is 53.871. So degrees. Then we will just substitute this value to this value. So this value to this equation so that we could solve for TAB. So ang TAB natin is equal to, we have 4.815 cosine of 32.372 divided by, you have cosine theta, which is equal to 53.871. So TAB natin is equal to 6.897 kilonewton. So that is your TAB.